Hi guys, welcome to another Power Plant podcast. And this morning I cut my thumb very badly. So yesterday I used my 2,000 Hong Kong dollar gift voucher that I got for winning the race on Christmas Day. Spent about 2 hours in the shop because I was like, I don't want to waste my money. I don't want to buy something that I don't need. And I almost got rid of the voucher, almost gave it away, almost sold it. Different things, but in the end I just used it. And one of the items I got was a very sharp knife. And I bought some oranges, and I was having them for breakfast. The first orange, because I use a less sharp knife, usually it requires a bit of force to push down. So I pushed down through the orange. My thumb was in the way because I was just cutting it midair. And the blade went straight into the thumb. Pretty deep. It got to the fingernail, I guess, from the side. If you want to go side on, it got into the fingernail, which is what stopped the blade, luckily. Otherwise, it might have just gone straight through. So that's why I'm reading a book. No, I got lots of books because it's Chinese New Year, so I get to read a bit more time. And this is the Raw Food Nutrition Handbook, which I'm reading. I finished How Bad Are Bananas, which is a good book about impact of climate change, the impact of our choices on climate emissions. Methane, nitrogen's actually can be up to sort of 300 times more destructive than carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which is something I didn't know about. Fertilizers, etc. That was a really good book. I'll probably talk about that in another one. But today I'm just going to talk about the nutrition side of food, in particular fruits, vegetables, and some other plant-based foods, in terms of macronutrient content, because I've got a table up here. Now, every fruit will vary on an individual basis as well. Okay, so if you get a fruit that's grown in Thailand compared to grown in a greenhouse in the UK, it's going to vary to an extent. Okay, so imagine a high protein fruit. What are you thinking? A high protein fruit. Now, fruits are generally low in protein, but they still give enough protein so that if you ate enough calories, you'd get enough protein. Oranges come in at 7%, papaya at 6%. That's some of the higher protein fruits. High percentage of fat fruits, you can probably guess. Avocado at 83%, coconuts at 81%, durian at 29% of total calories. That's the percentage of fat of 1 calorie. When it comes to vegetables, obviously, where do you get your protein from? If you're worried about it, you shouldn't be. Eat your vegetables and you'll be getting more than enough. In fact, a lot more than enough, perhaps too much. But veggies are good in other ways. Bok choy, 36% protein. Broccoli, 27%. Zucchini, 24%. Gee, I didn't know that. Zucchini's pretty high. All those veggies are pretty lower fat, sort of around the 10 or low percent. Higher carbohydrate veggies, you probably don't need to be told. Yams, 92%, compared to something like bok choy, which is 53%. Okay, people always say they have nuts and seeds for protein, but what I'm looking at here suggests that whilst they are higher in protein than some fruits, and a little bit higher on average, it's not really about the protein when it comes to nuts and seeds. Almonds, 14%. Compared to, say, an orange at 7%. But compared to bok choy at 36%, where do you get your proteins from? People will be like, I got almonds, I got peanuts, I got, whatever, nuts and seeds. But if you have veggies, they're a lot more likely to have higher protein than nuts and seeds. Flax seeds, 13%. This is all protein, remember. Cashews, 12%. Pumpkin seeds are a bit higher, that's 17%. But then something like macadamia nuts are only 4%. And if we look at the fat percentages of nuts, it's no surprise to if you've done a little bit of reading. Brazil nuts, 85%. Butters and oils are obviously 100%. So coconut oil, olive oil, cacao butter, 100%. Lower in the fat, chia seeds, they're slightly higher in carbs. Grains. Okay, grains are all quite consistent. Protein around 10 to 15%, fat around 10%. Algae and grasses. So spirulina is 58% protein. So where do you get your protein from? Sorry, it's New Year's Day here, so there's some fireworks going on. Legumes, beans, they're all quite high in the range of 20 to 30% protein. Fat can vary, but if we look at this compared to animal foods, they've got a couple of animal foods just listed at the bottom for comparison. Beef, standard sort of beef, I guess, is 0% carbohydrate, 30% protein, 29 it says, and 71% fat. Chicken breast, it says is 60% protein, 38% fat. Eggs, 62% fat. Milk, 35% fat. Salmon, 27%. There you go. Nutritional breakdowns of different foods. Something to think about for when you put whatever you want to eat, whatever your goals are in terms of nutrition. If you don't care about that much and you're doing fine, then you don't need to worry about it.